Today we're going to be talking about working with the realtor, which is very important in today's market because so many of the deals are coming from the banks and you need access to the MLS usually, and a realtor is the best one to give you this information. I have a wonderful realtor. Let me tell you why she's so wonderful. She's extremely cooperative. The realtor does not necessarily have to know the neighborhood that you're working in. It helps, but it's not essential. You're the one who has to know the neighborhood because the realtor will not only send you lists, they'll send you comps, and you've got to physically check out the comps yourself. You've got to go drive around, look at the comps, see, so that you are very comfortable. If something comes up, you know what a 2-bedroom is worth, and you know what a 3-bedroom is, what it'll sell for all fixed up. So my realtor has she sends me something every day that has certain things in it that I like. For example, I picked the area that I wanted. I picked the price range that I wanted. And then there's certain keywords that she searches for, which is REO, bank foreclosure, needs work, won't qualify for FHA, because I'm looking for ones that won't qualify for FHA, because the ones that will, I'm going to be bidding against homeowners who are going to pay a lot more money than I will. So you get the comps. Once you've selected your area, you get the comps, you go out and look at them and make sure, take pictures of them, and then come home and take a look at so that you're comfortable with. Because sometimes when you look at the sold comps and the realtor's descriptions, it says beautiful or lovely, and you go out and you say, are they kidding? This is not beautiful. Because when you're done with your property, they should be gorgeous. And so that's what you want to have, be able to compare it to. My realtor also fills out a lot of forms in advance. Before they had electronic filling, I would take the standard California contract and I signed it. I first filled it out the way I wanted it. I signed it, and then she just photocopies it, and just every time I make an offer, she just fills in the address, fills in the amount, and then, because a lot of times, especially since today's market in certain areas are hot, that you can't fool around. So you need to be able to make an offer quickly. So I'll go out and look at the property, and once I'm convinced it's a deal, I could even email her right from the property and say, okay, this property, I want you to bid X on it. So you have to be Johnny on the spot. Right now, interestingly enough, they have electronic forms, which she sends me, and I just fill them out. Basically, she could probably fill them out for me because it's an electronic signature. So, of course, you have to trust your realtor. A realtor has to be willing to make a lot of lowball offers and who's not going to give you a hard time with that. And a good realtor will also be willing to follow up. Well, you have to call every week to find out if a property has closed escrow, because just because it's in escrow doesn't mean it's going to close escrow. Some people, what they're doing is they're making blanket offers without even seeing the properties. Then by the time they go look at the properties, they're not happy and it falls out, or they can't come up with the money. So until it actually closes escrow, you've got to follow up every week. So you see, the realtor is going to do work. But because you're not dragging them out with you to look at properties, you're going on your own. And a good realtor will just give you the lists, and then they will give you the lockbox code so that you go out by yourself. You don't need anybody else there. You need the lockbox codes. And also, what a good realtor will do is you are not going to submit a check with every single offer you make. That's ridiculous. What you do is you fill out a check. And you leave it. You put a deposit like $3,000 is a typical deposit, and you sign it, and you leave the payee blank. So then, you photocopy and send the realtor a photocopy, so she could just fill in whatever escrow company is applicable. And so you really aren't committed until you have the money, and there's no way you can lose money if you haven't put up any money. And the truth is that even though they accepted they'll call back and say, okay, we accept your offer, what they're going to do is send their funky either new contract, addendums, because they know what's wrong with the California Board of Realtors contracts. You're allowed to assign them. There's nothing that prohibits assignability. And legally, if the contract does not prohibit assignability, it is assignable. Now, the banks don't want you to do that, so they send you all kinds of paperwork. So until all that paperwork is signed by both of you and they have the money, it's technically not a deal. So a lot of times things fall out in that little period of time too, so it pays to follow up. So don't be worried that, oh my God, what if I can't, what if I don't have the money for it? You still have a little time even after they accept your deal. So they've got the contract, they've got a copy of the check, and lastly, a good realtor will not be upset or confused by some of the things that you're offering, because you can be creative, especially when you're dealing with a property that's been on the list and the multiple listing for a long time. Maybe you want to do something a little different, or if you're dealing with a seller and you want to make an offer where they take part of the money now and part of the money, you were talking about creative financing. And you need to have a realtor who understands that this is not illegal. Double closings are not illegal. And that's why it's good to have somebody who will work, either a beginner who you can teach them anything, or someone who's been in the business a long time and really gets it. So hopefully that you can go out, because there's so many foreclosures now. There's over 600 properties a day are being go to sale in LA County. Not all of them make it to the sale, but so many of them are up for sale. It's incredible. We've got more to go. So this is really where the market is at right now, and that's why you have to learn how to deal with the MLS and with the REO brokers and know the game. So good luck.